Throughout 2025, as the world marks the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II, we'll be bringing together a variety of voices engaged in fighting the scourge of anti-Semitism and the threat that it poses to democratic societies.
When you don't call out anti-Semitism, regardless of political ideology, is that you're weaponizing the charge of anti-Semitism. There's another layer. It's a layer to national security and international stability. Malign actors recognize the potency of anti-Semitism, something that we've been calling more of a utilitarian anti-Semitism.
Australia was definitely a laggard, and I think it was basking in a vision of itself as a happy multicultural country far away from the conflicts in Europe, and it didn't need such a position. But all of a sudden, as we see these things happening slowly, but then suddenly, there was a huge uptick. We saw it immediately after October 7, about a 700% uptick in incidents. That's not even including things online.
We would like to foster the legal situation of victims of anti-Semitic attacks when it comes to court cases in our procedural code, and of course the big field of education needs to be revised here in Germany.
We need also, in a way, to define more precisely what is contemporary anti-Semitism, and of course the link with the era definition, and more broadly the connection between anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism needs to be more implemented in campuses.
We now find upwards of 80% of Jews in Europe will always or sometimes hide their Jewish identity in public. So it is almost telling us to be a Jew today in Europe is simply to hide your Jewish identity when you're on the street. That, I think, is the real challenge we face. So I think we're very mindful that in the shadow of remembering what took place 80 years ago, the fight against anti-Semitism, if anything, is more current, more challenging than we've seen in decades.
When I'm working on this issue, many Muslim communities look what is being done in the area of fighting anti-Semitism as a very important example for building the fight against anti-Muslim hatred.
To say that the conflict in the Middle East increased anti-Semitism. No, in fact, it is anti-Semites take this opportunity to expose their prejudices publicly under the excuse of anti-Zionism